This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack Daily Challenge. So in the first line of our input, we are given the value of integer n, and after that we are given n integers as input. So now our task is to print till the integer which has occurred until its value number of times. So we have to start checking from the index 1. So at index 1 integer 2 is present, and we have to consider all the integers present before it. So here there are no integers present at the beginning, so the integer 2 has occurred only once. So we move to the next integer 3, and here from beginning 2 has occurred once and 3 has occurred once. So none of the integers has repeated until its value number of times. So we move to the next integer 4, again the same, and then we move to the integer 5, and still we are at the same case. None of the integer has repeated until its value number of times. But when we move to the fifth index, the integer 3 has repeated again. So here all the integers 2, 4, 5 has occurred only once, but the integer 3 has alone repeated for 2 times. And again when we move to the next index, that is when we move to the sixth index, here the integers 2, 4, 5 has occurred only once, but the integer 3 has occurred for 3 times. So here we are satisfying the condition given in the question. So the integer 3 has repeated for 3 times, that is the value 3 has repeated for its value number of times. So in our output we must be printing the integers from the beginning till that particular index. So in our output also we are doing the same. So we are printing the first 6 integers as our output, and we ignore the remaining integers present in the array. So this is how we will be solving our input. So now let us see our sample input 2. So this is our sample input 2, and again the value of n is equal to 10, and these are the 10 integers. So at the index 1 the integer 2 is present, so it has occurred only once, and then at the next index the integer 1 is present, so 1 has occurred for 1 time. So the value has occurred for value number of times, so this condition is satisfied because 1 has occurred 1 time. So we need to print the integers till this index. So we print the integers 2 and 1 as our output, and we ignore the remaining integers out of the n integers. So our output for the sample input 2 is 2 and 1. And now using the same logic, let us see our sample input 3. So here the value of n is equal to 9, and these are the 9 integers, and here we can see that none of the integers are repeating. So all integers are unique. So it is not possible that we will be able to find the integer which has repeated for its value number of times. So we print all the given integers as our output. That is, we try forming, but we will be unable to find the value that has occurred for its value number of times. So we print all the integers in the input array. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating a new integer n, and in the next line I am accepting the value of the integer n, and in the third line I am creating a new integer array named arr of size n, and another integer array named frequency, in which we can store up to 100 integers, and I am setting all the integers initial value as 0. So I am setting frequency is equal to 0 within the curly braces. So all the integers present in the array would initially be 0. And in the next line I am creating another integer variable named L, and I am setting its value to n minus 1. So now we shall start finding our output. So first our task is to accept n integers. So I am creating a loop that iterates from 0 to n, and in every iteration we will accept an integer and store it into our array arr. And soon after accepting our input, we are going to update the integer in our frequency array. So now the integer arr of I has occurred for 1 time, so we have to update it in our frequency array. So in the frequency array at the index arr of I, we increment the value by 1. So frequency of arr of I plus plus. So at that particular index from 0, now the value would have been updated to 1. And if the same integer has occurred again from 1, the value will be updated to 2. So this is how we will be calculating the frequency of n integers. And soon after updating our frequency array, we have to check whether in the frequency array if the frequency is equal to value. So I'm creating a J loop, and this J loop iterates from 1 till 100, and here we iterate till 1 till 100 because it is given in the question that each integer value will be within this range. So the integer will always be present from 1 to 100. So in every iteration of this J loop, we will be checking whether the frequency is equal to the integer. So the integer is nothing but J, and the frequency will present in the array frequency. So if frequency of J is equal to J, then I set L is equal to I. So here the L will be the index till which we need to print our output. So I'm setting L is equal to I, and then we use a goto statement, and in the goto statement the label name is label itself. So when the goto statement is executed, the program directly jumps into that particular label. So here we have used goto label, so that is the label name. So we have defined that label in 23rd line. So whenever the if condition is satisfied, we just move to this particular label and start executing the program present here. So the program ignores the remaining part of the program. So we need not even break out of our loop. So when the goto statement is executed, the program directly jumps to this part of the program. So here what we are doing is we are just printing the integers present in the input array ARR from the index 0 till L. So the initial value of L is equal to n minus 1. But if we were able to find an integer that has occurred for its value number of times before the index n minus 1, then the value of L would have been updated in our 18th line. In the label, we just print the integers from the index 0 till L separated by a space. So that would be the required output. So now let us also check our program with the sample test cases. So I have given the sample input 3, and for sample input 3 we have to print all the given integers. So we are also doing the same. We are also printing all the 9 integers in our output. So now let us check our program with the sample input 2. So this is our sample input 2, and our expected output is 2, 1. So we also print the same. We also print the two integers 2 and 1. So now let us move to our sample input 1. So for sample input 1, we have to print the first 6 integers 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3. So we also print the same. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.